Practice makes perfect. We've all heard that, and it is true. But what are you practicing? I've been in Toastmasters for 5 years. The reason I joined is because I wanted to be able to speak, give a speech, feeling comfortable, relating to my audience, an enjoyable experience. So I've given many speeches over that time, and even with all that practice, I still got that knot in my stomach and kind of tension in my shoulders and that feeling of huge relief when it was over. Whew. And it just didn't feel right to me. If I want to carry on in Toastmasters, why put myself through that? I knew that it was really important to me to feel comfortable and relaxed and engaging with the audience. Now, I heard a few tips at a workshop recently about dealing with nerves. One person said that part of us that gives us that panic and nervousness feeling, our flight or fight response, is related to the most primitive part of our brain, our lizard brain. And his solution was just to tell that lizard brain, there's nothing going on here, it's just talking. Thought that was good. I wrote that down in my notebook. The second person said, when you start to feel that words and images tumbling through your mind and getting a little upset or frustrated inside, take a breath. I wrote that down. Third person said, speaking takes courage. And then he explained, it's not the same thing as being brave. Courage comes from the French word for heart. Having heart. Well, that makes sense. I didn't like being told to be brave. I didn't want to do things where I needed to be brave. But having heart, that made sense to me. So coming up to my next speech, which I just gave last night, I prepared. I realized that in the past, really, even though I had been giving so many speeches, I had been practicing being nervous. Every time, I know I'm going to be nervous. I don't want to be nervous. Oh, I wish I wasn't nervous. Oh, I could feel myself being nervous. So, of course, every speech, nervous. I realized, I need to practice being relaxed, being comfortable. This is what I did. For 6 days in a row, I went down to the beach. And I walked along the beach or sat on a log and practiced my speech. I only said it once, but I did it to the water, the waves, the beautiful clouds. And just let myself soak in the beauty and the ease of that and the enjoyment of that experience. And the second thing I did was think about the people to whom I was giving this speech. And the people in my club who are just lovely, warm, interesting, supportive people. And I thought, I want them to be interested in my speech. I want it to be something that they'll enjoy. How can I have this feeling of sharing with them and relating to them, coming from my heart? So that was in my mind as well. What about that? The third thing I did was for my video background, it was a Zoom speech, I used an image, a picture that I had taken of the beach for my background, so that when I was looking at the camera and I could see myself on the screen as well, I saw that beautiful background. It reminded me of those peaceful times telling my speech to the ocean. I had the most enjoyable experience that I've ever had giving a speech, and I got wonderful feedback from everyone. I feel that I've achieved a degree of success now, a solid degree of success, a foundation of practicing, feeling relaxed, feeling connected, and just enjoying the experience, which is the point of being in Toastmasters. I've been thinking as well that this can relate to so many other areas in my life, things where I've just tried really hard. I've wanted to learn something. Maybe it was when I was actively training karate, and I would try so hard to get everything right. And I think a lot of times what I was practicing was trying really hard, and that practicing that tension and that kind of overexertion and that fear of not getting it right, and which sort of hinders, it sort of blocks that natural energy. Learning is a matter of practice. It is a matter of practice. It's practicing a sense of allowing the energy in, the energy of being interested, the curiosity, the enthusiasm. We feel all these things when we're learning something new, and we want to enjoy it all along the way. Every time we learn something new, yay, I learned something new. And learning is enjoyable. So practicing this enjoyable feeling of connection and appreciation and expansion, this is actually what learning is about. Practicing this might not make perfection, but it's pretty good.